Thanks for stopping by. You can tell that up your right-hand corner here as I roll my mouse around. Today is Saturday, October 12th. I'm working on the game schedule for the NFL. There were 300 games uploaded into our AWS system. That AWS system, or AWS stack, if you will, sits on top of a user interface called the Calendar Snack. The Calendar Snack is a free app. If you want to go to calendarsnack.com and give it a trial, you're welcome to. For today's data set, I am working with all the NFL, and the NFL has 181 upcoming games based on October 12th, and then in particular, I'm going to drill into the 13th. Now, along the way, you saw the data sets changing. Those data sets are changing out of the Dynamo database here. So DynamoDB stores all our calendar invitations, and as I'm working through this, this is the overall prop, if you will, of what's really going on. So I'm going to pick out a game in the bulk interface. In the bulk interface, I'm going to send a command via the UI. It's going to go in and reassemble a calendar invite that's stored in the Dynamo database, and it's actually going to send it out. API number 3 is a single event invitation calendar invite send, and it sends to a single email address a calendar invite that's stored on our calendar server. So that's the end of the technical stuff. Let me go into the 13th. You'll see here there's 12 games always for game day. And this particular game tomorrow I'm looking for is something I generated an image for, Falcons at the Panthers and crazy GPT, chat GPT. So I'm going to go look for that in my send invite interface. I'm going to go look for the Falcons, I believe. Yep, Falcons at the Panthers. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and choose a text file. I'm going to send out a email list. The email list is going to be uploaded into that API I just showed you, and it's going to be specifically for the Falcons. So as I scroll down, there's the Atlanta Falcons for 10/13 at 2:25, and it's going to send out a calendar invite to that list of people. Now, when I say yes, the loader is going to load up to the invite interface, essentially that API number 3, these email addresses. So what's going on here in the background is this command here through the interface is now received the batch of single email addresses with the UID specifically for the Falcons game. And then it's going to go ahead and send out the calendar invitations themselves. Now, the calendar invitations themselves have been sent, and I am just going to load these back up, and you'll see that there's the calendar invitation for the Falcons at the Panthers. Greg is going to say yes to that game. And then there's another one here that'll be loaded into Mandy's. I just need to refresh this, and I think it might be there. She may have received it already. Oh, no, she has not. She's going to say maybe. And as this loads here, this calendar receipt here now has been collected in the back in the engine. These calendar receipts go back. They do a storage gateway in the API, and they're stored back in a database, and then we sort them in this API collected report interface to this API here. So as I go back, looking at the reporting engine, I'm going to scroll all the way back up for the demo. I'm going to bring you to get reports. Back to, I've collected 583 calendar invites out for the games. I've collected 226 calendar receipts, and in particular, I'm going to the 13th. I'm going to the Panthers. So just type in Panth, and you'll see that in the search head here, I picked out that game, and that game here, oops, sorry, go back here. A bit of a glitch. Go back to upcoming, and you'll see that the under get reports, let me just refresh the screen. I'm going to go back to the 13th. I'm going to look for the Panthers again, and you'll see here view reports. And under the view reports, there were 2 that basically came back from Greg and Mandy, I showed you. And I'm going to ask for a invitee report. The invitee report is sent to the person that actually is the organizer. That organizer in this case here is footballschedules@outlook.com. And you'll see here that under preview, I'm going to click, and under preview, you'll see that Mandy said tentative and Greg said accepted. Now, if I was to go back into here and change these to both no, you'll see that our calendar receipt engine's working on the fly back to the gateway. And what that means is I'm always checking and polling via SQS and SNS what's going on with the calendar receipts. So back to this overall slide, you'll see that we are pulling the data off the downstream calendar invites and we're updating in the database. So I just changed that in real time. To prove that, I'm just going to refresh my screen and you should see 2 denies or not coming or declined right here. And that is the case. Thanks for stopping by for the demo.